Is this the future of architecture or just a dream? Discover the challenges facing Saudi Arabia's most ambitious mega project, the Mukaab Cube. Welcome to the Peak Performance Channel, the place where you come to be inspired to create a more prosperous future. Imagine a building so massive it could fit 3 Eiffel Towers inside. Well, that's the vision behind Saudi Arabia's Mukaab, a giant cube-shaped structure said to become an iconic landmark of the future. But will this ambitious project ever see the light of day? Well, join me as we explore the challenges and possibilities that lie ahead for the world's largest cube-shaped building. Saudi Arabia is a prosperous nation located in the Middle East, famous for its abundant oil resources. However, they're trying to become less dependent on oil, so they've started working on large projects called Vision 2030. The purpose of these projects is to move away from oil and towards tourism. NEOM is the largest project, costing $1 trillion. It includes a 170-kilometre-long city, a floating city called Octagon, and a massive ski resort called Trojena in the Arabian desert. The goal is to gradually shift the economy away from oil production and towards tourism. The CEO of NEOM revealed in January that the city's overall infrastructure had already reached a 20% completion rate. And a recent update video, which began with the phrase "NEOM is real," featured footage of significant construction sites for the Line, Oxygen and Trojena projects. In addition to partnering with major companies such as Oracle and Nvidia to implement citywide AI technology in NEOM, Saudi Arabia has recently announced a new project called New Maraba. This cube-shaped development is part of the country's broader Vision 2030 and will be constructed in Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia. While NEOM has received a lot of attention in recent months, the government also wants to focus on the development of other major cities in the country, such as Riyadh. Riyadh itself has experienced significant growth and development, transforming from a small town of fewer than 500,000 people 50 years ago to a bustling city with over 7 million residents, making it the third largest city in the Middle East. The Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman believes that the new Maraba project will surpass all others and become the world's largest contemporary downtown area, further propelling the city's expansion to new heights. More than 80 entertainment venues, several walking trails and a large museum will be included in the upcoming project, with the centerpiece being the impressive Mukaab, which takes its name from the Arabic word for cube. The cube is another example of Saudi Arabia's penchant for constructing massive geometric shapes, as seen as previous megaprojects such as the Line and the Oxygen. The cube is touted as the new face of Riyadh, and its exterior design is inspired by the traditional Najdi architecture used by Saudi Arabians for centuries. The cube's striking surface will gleam in the sun and dominate the city's skyline. The Mukaab is said to be a non-spiring structure reaching a height of 400 metres, which qualifies it as a super tall skyscraper. In Dubai, it would rank as the 4th tallest building. However, the Mukaab is unique in that it is also 400 metres wide, making it even more imposing and dominant in the skyline. To put this into perspective, it could accommodate 20 Empire State Buildings within its colossal size, dwarfing other cube-shaped buildings such as the Berlin Cube, an impressive office block located in Germany. While the mirrored sides of the smaller cube are impressive, it is only 40 metres tall, and it would take 1,000 of these cubes to match the size of the Mukaab. The sheer volume of the Mukaab structure is so immense that it could potentially become the world's largest building, surpassing the current record holder, the Boeing Everett factory in Washington, with the Boeing factory being able to fit inside the cube almost 5 times. But the question then arises, what will be the purpose of all this space? Well, upon entering the Mukaab, visitors will feel as if they've entered a new world, as a massive dome will loom over them, displaying various virtual realities. The holographic images displayed in the Mukaab's dome are intended to transport visitors to a different world, allowing them to experience different environments such as the bottom of the ocean, the surface of Mars, or a magical fantasy world in a matter of seconds. The goal is to create an immersive experience that is unparalleled. At the heart of the dome is a spiral tower resembling an anthill or mushroom. Brackets will rise from the floor to the roof, serving as a premium tourist destination for people worldwide. The tower will include restaurants, hotel rooms, observation decks, cinemas and theatres. The tower and dome will be enclosed by the massive cube, while the four corners of the cube will be filled with facilities stacked in skyscraper-like towers. The top of the cube will also be utilised, featuring lakes, lawns and trees, although the feasibility of building a lake on top is uncertain. But why is the Muqab designed like a cube? Well, the cube-shaped form of the Muqab is, in the opinion of its creators, the best one for accommodating all the cutting-edge technology that will complement the entire experience. The specifics of how the virtual worlds will be displayed within the Muqab's dome are not yet clear, but the technology required to achieve this will need to be concealed in the space between the bell-jar dome and the outer cube. Additionally, a sturdy array of joists and beams will be necessary to support the gardens on top of the cube, which will be located between the dome and the shell. The skyscraper-like tower situated at each corner of the cube will also provide support, although it's uncertain whether this will be sufficient to uphold the largest roof in the world and the garden on top. The cube-shaped design of the Muqab is intended to create an iconic landmark for Riyadh that would set it apart from other major cities worldwide, similar to how the Eiffel Tower is iconic for Paris or the Statue of Liberty for New York. The cube's design is expected to be easily recognisable as a symbol of Riyadh. However, some individuals have criticised the shape of the Muqab, claiming it resembles the Kaaba in Mecca, which is another city in Saudi Arabia. The Kaaba is an important religious site in Islam and is highly revered by Muslims worldwide who face towards it when praying. However, some have disputed the notion that the Muqab bears a resemblance to the Kaaba, arguing that there are many other cube-shaped buildings in the world. For example, when the Berlin Cube was constructed in Germany, nobody made a similar claim. Furthermore, since the Saudi crown is Muslim, it's highly unlikely that they would intentionally create an offensive building resembling the Kaaba, so any resemblance is probably coincidental. The announcement of the Muqab project has generated curiosity and enthusiasm, but there is widespread skepticism about whether the project will actually be built. The construction of the Muqab project, in theory, is scheduled to begin in the next couple of months, and is expected to be completed and open to the public by 2030, along with other Vision 2030 projects, such as the Line, the Oxygen and the Trojena. Although it will be easier to achieve than the Line project, the Muqab is still a massive mega project, making its outcome difficult to predict. To analyse the situation, there are three possible scenarios to consider. The first involves the construction of the Muqab beginning soon and becoming a new iconic landmark for Riyadh, attracting a significant number of tourists from all over the world. However, this scenario faces many challenges, leading to the second scenario, where financial experts doubt the feasibility of the project due to concerns about funding such an ambitious project. According to Dr. Andreas Krieg, an expert in Middle Eastern studies at King's College in London, the financial aspect of the Muqab project is not entirely secure. In response to a query by CNN, the Public Investment Fund stated that they have not yet disclosed financial details, but more information will be available soon. Foreign investment is expected to play a crucial role in financing the project. To achieve its goal of bringing in over $100 billion per year by 2030, Saudi Arabia needs to generate enough interest and hype to attract significant foreign investment. While the country is currently far from achieving this target, the Muqab project could potentially generate enough hype to rapidly increase that investment. However, there is no assurance that this will happen, since Vision 2030's past mistakes could leave a negative impact on the whole Muqab project, and it might discourage foreign investors from supporting it. And even if Saudi Arabia manages to secure the funds, there's still a more significant challenge to face: whether this mega project is even technologically feasible. The holograms mentioned in the Muqab's plan haven't yet been created. Although some companies such as Lightfield Lab have made significant strides in recent years, the holograms required for the Muqab's dome are still considered science fiction. The Muqab's desired holographic effect may be possible through the use of giant LED screens instead. The MSG Sphere, a similar project being constructed in Las Vegas and set to open this year, will feature a wraparound screen covering the inside wall of the sphere-shaped venue. This screen will be 15,000 square metres, making it the largest in the world, about the size of 3 football fields. Its purpose is to create an immersive experience for audiences, similar to what's envisioned for the Muqab in Saudi Arabia. The Muqab project does face significant challenges, including the need for a screen at least 20 times larger than the one in the MSG Sphere, and the construction of that giant lake on the cube's roof, which could cause increased stress on the structure and pose a risk of leakage. Building a sturdy and waterproof structure would be essential. The project's success depends on securing the necessary funds and developing the required technology. Without these, there is a risk that the project will never be completed. A possible third scenario is that the cube may still be constructed, but in a smaller and less ambitious size. Instead of the original plan of 400 metres, it could be scaled down to 200 or even 100 metres, which would still make it the biggest cube-shaped building globally and an impressive landmark. Although it would be less impressive than the original design, but it would be better than nothing. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear: the coming years will be fascinating. In 2030, it's possible that the Mukab, the Line and other revolutionary projects will be unveiled to the public. Or in contrast, none of them may ever be completed. So what are your thoughts on this? Thank you for being all ears throughout the entire video. To create his effort, to copy his genius, Albert Einstein. And if you want to expand your income by building an online income, well, feel free to contact me so we'll get things moving right away. And remember, if you want to change your life, well, let's make a change together. You need to make a change.